January 26th, 2026, the Monday edition of the Lunch Break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Producer Evan, Chris Schubert here with you today on the program. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. A lot for us to get into here today on the program. Phoenix Suns played a couple of games since the last time that we talked. Could this be the week that the Arizona Cardinals get themselves a brand new head coach? And the Super Bowl matchup is set. We'll get to all of it here today on the program. But we start with the Phoenix Suns, and we start with a moment that we maybe didn't expect to happen this season, but the Phoenix Suns now have to step up.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
A pair of injuries. First to Jalen Green, next to Devin Booker, and the Phoenix Suns are in a little bit of a crisis. Not a full-blown crisis. Both of those players are expected to return at some point this season. But the Phoenix Suns, Producer Evan, we are not starting the week with the magical Sharpie marker adding W's to the schedule. We're not doing it. We're not adding any because the Phoenix Suns lost both games since the last time we met here on this stage, falling to Atlanta, losing to Miami to start this homestand, and now they are left facing what may be fair to describe as their first major bit of adversity this season, because Jalen Green, fresh off of another great return to the starting lineup, immediately in his second game, it felt like deja vu. It felt like I was watching a rerun of the last time Jalen Green came back for the Phoenix Suns. He immediately leaves the game with an injury, and now we are left wondering when we will see Jalen Green again. Apparently, he's going to go through the routine to try to give it a go when they play Brooklyn tomorrow night, but it is still up in the air, and you couldn't fault Jalen Green. You couldn't fault the Phoenix Suns for erring on the side of caution and maybe having him sit a game or two out. So that's one side of this equation, and then the other side is Devin Booker and that ankle injury that I don't know how it's not the rest of the season. I don't know how it's not a long-term injury with the way. And isn't basketball really the one sport where you see these kind of freak injuries happen? I mean, he's just running up the court. The player in front of him stops. He steps on his ankle, and now Devin Booker is getting reevaluated in a week. Now the Phoenix Suns have lost their best player for at least a week, if not longer. Just a freak injury that has hit this team, and it's been great. Top 6 team in the West, exceeding expectations, been the surprise of the Western Conference, the surprise of the NBA. You felt great about it. It's been great. It's been a fun ride. You've enjoyed every second of it. Well on pace to pass their win total. Well on pace to be a better team than last year. And when things are good, it's easy to get excited. It's easy to ignore maybe the dark clouds that are forming. And now, just like the East Coast was slammed out of nowhere with a snowstorm over the weekend, the Phoenix Suns have been hit with a storm of their own because they are going to be without their 2 best offensive weapons here for the next couple of days, at least, at a minimum. Now we get to see what this team is made of. It's great. They've had a great start to the season. They've been awesome. Now we get to see what Jordan Ott is made of as a coach. How does he plan for Brooklyn? How does he plan for Detroit? How does he plan for Cleveland, the Clippers? However long he's going to be without both of these guys, how does he put together a game plan that allows the Suns to stay afloat? Because that's what they need to do here for as long as these two guys are out. For as long as Devin Booker is out, how can the Phoenix Suns stay afloat? That's the name of the game. So Jordan Ott's going to earn all of the praise that has been heaped on him so far this season. Dillon Brooks, all of the praise he's been given for being a culture changer, for being a leader that has helped the Phoenix Suns turn this around so quickly. He's going to earn that reputation here over the next couple of days. He's going to earn that paycheck. He's going to earn that praise. Colin Gillespie's been great in fourth quarters, been great closing games out. He's going to earn that reputation. He's going to earn that praise. Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal have been great role players. They're going to get an opportunity to step up and be more than just role players here over the next couple of days. The Phoenix Suns now get a chance to show us what they're made of. Because if they're able to get through this and stay relatively in the same spot in the Western Conference, It's going to make a lot of the non-believers about this franchise, a lot of non-believers about what Jordan Ott and Brian Gregory and the new look Phoenix Suns are about. It's going to get a lot of people on board. This is a moment. This is one of those early tests for Jordan Ott and this organization that you don't expect. You don't see it coming. You don't game plan for your top two offensive weapons to miss a couple of games. You don't game plan for this. But here it comes. And now we get to see you go through a little battle. And you know how you talk about certain teams and certain coaches and certain players, and we throw the phrase battle tested? If the Phoenix Suns get through this, and they get through this on a good note, they get through this with wins in this next stretch, they will be battle tested, and we can start throwing that phrase around, and it will accurately reflect what this team, this is it. This is the first major bit of adversity that this team has faced. It's come at a really bad time. You're coming home. You're feeling good after a road trip. Your sights are set on being a top 5, top 4 team in the Western Conference. Things, momentum are rolling in your favor. Boom. Smacked with this news over the weekend. Smacked with watching with your own 2 eyes. First Jalen Green, then Devin Booker go down.
The alignment.
You want to know how aligned you are?
We're going to find out.
You want to know what your culture looks like? You want to change this culture? Here it is. They're going to have the chance to show everybody how much this culture has changed. And you see it every night. They don't quit. They continue to fight back. You see it in the game. They lost to Miami, down 17. They crawl all the way back, and they end up losing, but crawled all the way back. You're going to find out in this next stretch of games how battle-tested, how much their culture has changed, and just how aligned they really are.
Yeah, you're going to learn if you still have questions, and I know we don't, right? We're in. We've been aligned from the very early stages of this.
The alignment.
We're in, Brian. We're in, Jordan. We're in. We're ready to go. But there are some out there that think it's too good to be true. They think it's too early to determine whether or not Brian Gregory is the right GM. It's still too early to determine if this has staying power. This is nice. It's fun. But they think it's going to be one of those rides at Disneyland that has an end date, right? Has an end point. At some point, you have to get off the ride. You have to get out of line. You have to move on to the next thing. There's no staying power. This would prove staying power. This would prove, boy, we've got a darn good head coach. If he can find a way here at home against Brooklyn, Detroit, and Cleveland without Devin Booker, because that's, if we're being honest, that's the bigger concern, right? Is they're not even going to reevaluate him for another week.
No.
Jalen Green could be back as early as tomorrow against Brooklyn. I wouldn't push it, but they're putting it on the table that he could come back as early as tomorrow in Brooklyn. So he's going to come back this week at some point. You avoided the worst case scenario. They played it safe, and they may play it extra safe against a team like Brooklyn, who you should be able to beat up on even without your 2 best offensive players. So they may play it safe, and we'll see him against Detroit. So you're going to get him back. Booker is the bigger concern because it's a week until we reevaluate. And I don't know how great your memory is. My memory's not great, but it's good enough to remember we were going to reevaluate Jalen Green in 4 to 6 weeks.
That was what? 2 months?
It took 2 months.
2.5 months?
It took more than 2 months for Jalen Green to return. 4 to 6 weeks had us around Christmas. Yeah. He didn't come back till the middle of January.
4 to 6 weeks. It was 4 to 6 weeks plus a series of weeks.
Right. It was 4 to 6 weeks plus, shout out to our guy, Torey Lovello, a series of weeks until Jalen Green came back. So we're just reevaluating in a week. It could be another week after that. It could be another 2 weeks after that. We don't know.
And with these ankle sprains, it's always hard to tell so early, right? Like it's so much of it is going to be how he feels day to day. What does it look like in a week? It could you could get a very different outlook in 7 days than you thought you were going to get either way.
Yeah, it's just, we may look back at this stretch of however many games it is where this team is without both Jalen Green and Devin Booker. And we may look at this stretch as the turning point, the pivotal moment of Jordan Ott's first season. Now, I think the Suns have a coach. I think many of you think the Phoenix Suns have a coach. Boy, this would be the exclamation point to that. If they can thrive and somehow survive in this moment. And you don't even have to go, 3-0, 4-0. You don't need to do that. Can you just tread water? That's all you need. That's all you need to do. Find a way to tread water.
Just stay breathing. Don't let yourself get dragged under.
Right, because you don't want the snowball for as much positive momentum as they've built over the last week or two with this road trip, you don't want to build that negative momentum, the snowball that turns into the avalanche, and now it's out of control and you have nothing to do to stop it. Because if you look at the schedule, you get into February, you have Oklahoma City, you have San Antonio. You've got some tough games in the month of February. You've got Detroit and Cleveland the remainder of this month, two teams that have beaten you already this season. And it was just a week ago we were talking about how much we were looking forward to those games as a chance for revenge after what happened the last time the Suns played both of those teams. Now you look at those games a little differently. That's why it is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to take it day by day, game by game, week by week. You can't look too far into the future because you just don't know what the future will hold. And for the Phoenix Suns, it is easily going to be their hardest stretch of the year and the most adversity that they've faced.
Not even close.
And we'll get into this a little bit later on in the program because I do think there's a larger conversation about Jalen Green. And for the second straight time this happening, he comes back, plays a great first game, then the second game has to remove himself early because of something. Both times he's come back from injury this season for the Phoenix Suns. He's played in one game the next night out, not even a straight back-to-back, the next night out. He gets banged up and leaves the game with an injury, and then the cycle starts all over again. That in and of itself is a storyline, but you have to pair it with they drop both games over the weekend. You have to pair it with Devin Booker also goes out. You have to pair it with just all of the momentum, the positive momentum of this road trip just getting grinded to a halt.
Completely stopped.
And now you have to play Brooklyn, Detroit, Cleveland, and the Clippers to close out this road trip. It's a lot of games just this week. They play Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. 4 games in 1 week.
Got to split.
Is that what you think they would need to do? You think a split is?
Got to split. Listen, you can beat Brooklyn on Tuesday.
Clippers have been playing better.
They have been. Certainly been playing better.
2 weeks ago, it's probably a game you circle, and you're like, oh, the Suns can win that game. But the Clippers have been playing better. Suns are going to come into that game a little banged up. So it's not as easy as it was, let's say, half a month ago.
You need to take one of the Cleveland or Clippers games. And I know Cleveland's good.
So you're just writing off Detroit. You're just like, yeah, they're not getting out.
Pack it in.
Pack it in. Don't even worry about it. And this is what kind of excites me about these games. You know they're not going to pack it in. You know you're still getting an A+ effort level.
And I'm upset because, of course, the game I have tickets to is the Clippers.
Oh, no. So you bought tickets. How long ago did you buy tickets?
Me and my roommate bought, a week and a half ago.
So middle of the road trip, feeling good, team's playing great, excited to see the team. Jalen Green's back. You're circling that game. You're like, yes. What am I going to do Sunday evening?
Yeah, like we're going down Sunday. We'll hang out downtown. We'll go into the game.
Now you feel a little differently about that. You're like, whoa, wait a second. Do we really want to go? Maybe we sell these tickets. Well, you got it. So this is a very important, this is potentially the most important thing we're going to do on the show here today. You're going to have the new value menu, right?
I was going to say, and I'm going to take a video for the people.
For the people?
I'm getting the new value items, the ice cream sandwich and the tacos.
You can get one of each?
I'll get the beef and the bean.
So you'll
taco.
get one of each, $4. Ice cream sandwich, you're in for $6.
$6. I'll get the water, $8. Hand him a crisp 10. Get another item on the menu if I really want.
If you really want to splurge, if you really want to take the 10 and make it go the extra mile, get another thing from the value menu. You'll have to report back next Monday. There might be the daily special next Monday. We may open with it.
Producer Evan's experience with the value menu.
But yeah, that's the positive momentum can just halt so quickly. Just like that. We threw the brakes up. You kind of have to reset. And so this is an opportunity for everybody involved. The praise that's been given all season long, they can earn it even more so here during this next stretch. It'll be fascinating to keep an eye on what they do this week. A lot of games, short amount of time. Don't know when Jalen Green's going to come back. Still waiting about another week on Devin Booker, so he's not going to play at all this week. So a really big week, a really big test for Jordan Knott, for Dylan Brooks, for this entire Suns team to show us what they are made of. And you know what? There's part of me that thinks that they're going to pass the test. There's part of me that goes, every time we've counted this team out, an opponent, a stretch of games, a road trip, they seem to always find a way. This would be their greatest magic trick yet. And who knows, maybe Jalen Green comes back and he's fine and it's no big deal. And now with him back in the fold, no Devin Booker, he gets put into the starting lineup and he thrives. And we laugh.
And who knows, maybe you could give Book an extra night, right? Because Jalen Green is playing well.
Right. You just don't know how this is going to play out. But I understand being a little nervous going into the stretch, but let's see. We'll find out what this team is made of. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've got a lot. Super Bowl matchup is set. We have a conference championship edition of the NFL Rewind. We've got a mock draft that points the Cardinals in a very specific direction with the number 3 overall pick. We'll dive more into Jalen Green. But when we come back, another domino fell, and it's go time for the Arizona Cardinals. That's next. The lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
And then the Tennessee Titans landed Robert Saleh reportedly as their head coach. And that was the first domino that bothered me because the Cardinals were scheduled to interview with him right after. Cardinals have to take their place in line. And it's starting to feel like the Cardinals' place in line is all the way at the back. That the Cardinals have taken that number at the deli counter and they're waiting. And they're going to have to hope when they get up that there's still a good selection to choose from. That these Rams coordinators are still in fact around. That Clint Kubiak is still a valuable option.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, choose the attorneys at Sweet James. They help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. Free case review. Help available 24/7. Hablamos Español. 809-million. 809-million. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
A small commitment at least one day a week helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Avoid idling. Turn off your engine when waiting in pickup lines and drive-thrus. Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Ringo Starr and his all-star band. With friends, Steve Lukather from Toto. From Men at Work, Colin Hay. From Average White Band, Hamish Stewart. Friday, June 12th, 7:30 p.m., Gamage Auditorium. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Danny Zalesko Presents.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. It's championship weekend, and all eyes are on Broncos backup Jarrett Stidham, who has not taken an NFL snap since Week 18 of the 2023 season. So, is Stiddy ready? Ask his teammates, and it's an emphatic yes. They love this dude. They love his swag, his vibe, his command, and they think based on the way he runs the scout team and practice, he could start for a number of other NFL teams. Great, but this is not practice or the scout team. It's the AFC Championship game against a Patriots defense that completely confused C.J. Stroud. I'll say the same to Stiddy that I did to Stroud last week. They don't need you to win the game. They need you not to lose the game. Take care of the rock, make a few plays when called upon, and let your defense and rushing attack do the heavy lifting. C.J. didn't heed my advice, and he got destroyed. Stiddy, they don't need you to be a hero. They just need you not to be a chump. I'm Jim Rome. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10 more. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20 more. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
I'm not here to bury Mike Tomlin, but the fact is, this absolutely is the right move. He did the right thing, and he fired himself. All good things come to an end. Going a decade without winning a single playoff game is not meeting the standard.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evans on the other side of the glass. Is this, okay. No.
We have to.
No. If it's for the second piece of news.
Harrison Bader.
Okay, that's fine. If it was for the second piece of news, I was going to have a problem. Yes, our long-standing dream of Harrison Bader becoming a Diamondback has ended.
Officially over.
Because he reportedly is headed to the San Francisco Giants on I think it's a 1-year deal.
Again, why it took this long for him to sign a 1-year deal?
I'm surprised.
He's ridiculous.
Floored, I would say.
The guy's a good player.
30 teams should want Harrison Bader on a 1-year deal to be a great defender, to smash lefties, and be great. Great clubhouse guy.
I don't get it.
Don't get it at all. I thought you were hitting the breaking news sounder for apparently, and I there is part of me that feels like I'm pulling an Evan here, but I've seen multiple people that I trust tweet this out or retweet it. Apparently, Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowl replacement. He apparently is going to the Pro Bowl. That's what I thought you were using the breaking news sounder for.
No, you can't do that.
I mean, Harrison Bader, it is confirmed.
Yeah, Yahoo Sports.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders has been added to the Pro Bowl as a replacement.
From 5th-round pick to a Pro Bowler.
Boy.
I mean, what are we doing
Boy,
here?
update the Pro Football Reference page. Get it up there, Pro Bowler. Boy, no
This
offense.
tweet just said, just letting anybody in that.
I know that Shedeur is now going to be the poster child for this, but the Pro Bowl just doesn't mean what it used to.
He started 7 games. He played in 8.
He went 3-4, I think, as a starter.
Yeah.
And didn't play all that great. We just ran out of options, clearly.
No, he threw 7 touchdowns and 10 picks. Completed 56% of his passes.
Now, our guy Code over on YouTube says it's a ratings move. Really? You think there's that many people out there that this weekend are going to turn on the Pro Bowl games because Shedeur Sanders?
They're playing flagged.
Dodgeball, whatever. Honestly, I know so little about what is still a part of the Pro Bowl games and all the nonsense that they do.
I hope they do. I don't know if they still do this. It was fun when they used to do like the accuracy drill with the quarterbacks.
Yeah,
you throw the targets.
I still think they do that. So Shedeur Sanders will participate in that.
That's gonna be awesome.
I can't
it's
wait.
Gonna be like, I just want the AFC guys who is.
Well, right. So Drake May, obviously
not there anymore.
Bo Nix, obviously.
So I just want to be clear on who it is.
Okay.
Right now. It is Josh Allen.
Okay.
Justin Herbert.
Okay.
And Shedeur Sanders.
Okay, so hold on. Let's back up a second. We have no problem with Josh Allen, right?
No.
We have no problem with Justin Herbert, right?
Not at all.
Drake May would have been the third.
Yeah.
He's a little busy trying to win a Super Bowl. Bo Nix, unavailable.
Correct.
So I would assume Lamar Jackson declined. I would assume Joe Burrow declined.
I want to be clear. Like, I would have asked everybody else, like CJ Stroud, I think he stinks. They were in the divisional round. I would have asked him.
Maybe they did. Maybe he said no.
That's true. Rivers. I thought Rivers was better in his 3 games than Shedeur looked all year long. How about Mahomes? He must have said no.
Right. You want to talk about a ratings move. Get Phillip Rivers in the Pro Bowl. I mean, honestly, if we're going to add Shedeur Sanders, and it's not like that, it's not the fact that it's Shedeur. It's the fact that it's a guy who started 7 games and didn't play all that great.
Yeah.
If that's what we're doing at this point, then just ask Phillip Rivers to go. Make it just a complete spectacle anyway.
Exactly. Trevor
Lawrence is a great one.
Invite Rodgers for his last year.
Right. Clearly those guys declined.
You'd have
if we got to Shedeur Sanders on the list.
Like the only person in the AFC that I would have truly asked him over is Geno.
Yeah, Geno was not very good. Mahomes is hurt.
That's true.
So, yeah, this was shocking. I'm glad that you did not use the breaking news sounder for that. You instead used the breaking news sounder for Harrison Bader going to the Giants. Speaking of the NFL, it is go time. This is the week. It feels like the Arizona Cardinals are going to hire themselves a head coach this week. It is being widely reported that we're down to 3. So that list of 15 names, you can parse it down to 3. Those 3 names, as we kick off here on a Monday, Mike LaFleur, and this dude appears to be the favorite to land this gig. He's the betting favorite. It is Raheem Morris, and it is Anthony Campanelli. So Mike LaFleur, the offensive coordinator of the Rams, Anthony Campanelli, the defensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Raheem Morris, former Rams DC, also ex-Falcons head coach, so has some head coaching experience. Those are the reported 3 that are at the top of the list for the Arizona Cardinals. They got another domino to fall their way over the weekend, because Mike McCarthy is going to be the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which leaves us with just a handful of openings. The Raiders are still open. The Browns are still open. The Bills are still open. The Cardinals are still open. Am I missing anything? Am I missing any of the jobs? Giants are filled. Steelers now filled. Ravens filled. Falcons. Dolphins. That's 5.
I think you got them all. You said Buffalo?
So the ones that are left: Buffalo,
yep,
Cleveland, Vegas, Arizona. That's it, right? Not missing anybody?
I think you have them.
So those are the 4 that are left. Nobody wants the Cleveland job. Nobody. You got guys declining interviews. So I know we think that the Cardinals job is the worst job in this cycle. I haven't heard anybody turning down interviews with the Arizona Cardinals. They talked to Jesse Minter. Did they not?
They did.
He told the Browns thanks, but no thanks. Grant Udinsky said, Cleveland, thanks, but no thanks. I'm good. I'll stick with Jacksonville or I'll take the Bills gig.
Their situation
is bad.
The
dominoes are falling. Now, everybody that listens to this program knows the 4 names that we love. Everybody knows that on this show, we love Chris Shula, Mike LaFleur, Clint Kubiak, Anthony Campanelli. Those are the 4 names that we love. And I said if we got to a point where the Cardinals were one of the 4 jobs left remaining and those 4 names were still on the board, it would be almost impossible for them to screw it up. They've got – it doesn't matter that they're viewed as a bad job. They now have a choice from their 4. Well, here we are, 4 jobs left to go. Those 4 names are still out there. Now, Kubiak looks like he's the favorite in Vegas. Also wouldn't rule out him ultimately ending up in Buffalo. So you want to take him off the list, fine. Shula's still out there. LaFleur's still out there. Campanelli's still out there. And I have grown more and more comfortable with the idea of Mike LaFleur coming in, running this offense, being the head coach, and bringing Raheem Morris with him to be the DC. They overlapped 1 year there in L.A. You bring in LaFleur, who is under the Shanahan and McVay trees, worked with both of them on the offensive side of things. Yes, he's never called plays, but he might be exactly the young offensive mind that this franchise needs to boost that side of the ball. And you bring in an experienced DC like Raheem Morris, and you're off to the races. This is the week, ladies and gentlemen. Mike LaFleur is available. He can sign today with the team. Chris Shula is available, can sign with the team. Anthony Campanelli, who they had an in-person interview with last week, they could make him their coach today. This is the week to get it done. This is the week that the Arizona Cardinals find their next head coach. And somehow, despite when this all started with these 10 openings, it feeling like they were going to have to pick from the bottom tier, it feels like they are going to be able to get a candidate that we can all hop on board with. A candidate that's actually going to excite this fan base. That's going to be enthusiastic to this fan base. That's going to make you think that you are modernizing your product, that you are trying to follow and emulate the top tier teams in this league. If they got Clint Kubiak, if they got either of the Rams coordinators, if they got Anthony Campanelli, you would be emulating 3 teams, one of which is playing in the Super Bowl, the other which could have been playing in the Super Bowl. The Jags, a playoff team. You're picking from 3 great franchises in terms of what they did last year and the excitement around those teams. You could get your head coach from one of those 3 organizations. Be great considering how this job was spoken about just a couple of weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, were we talking about this job opening the same way? The promo for this show that's been running all of the last week has talked about how they took a number at the deadline and we were worried that they were going to get up there and their number was going to be called and there weren't going to be options. Guess what? Our number's being called. The Arizona Cardinals number is being called. And guess what? I like the choices. I like the options. I said a little bit ago that they can't screw it up. The only way they can screw it up is with their own incompetence. There are too many good choices out there. And now I don't know if I would love Raheem Morris, and I know he's one of the 3 quote-unquote finalists for this gig, but it's not Arthur Smith. He's going to Ohio State to be the offensive coordinator there. It's not Matt Nagy. It's not Vance Joseph. By the way, I thought it was very interesting today. The betting odds have said that Vance Joseph's not even not even on the list anymore.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. It really took me off, caught me off guard.
So not even taking bets on Vance Joseph to be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, with Mike LaFleur being the favorite.
Vance Joseph did not give up a touchdown in an AFC title game.
No, he gave up 1.
And no.
Drake May.
Did not give up a touchdown drive. Would you consider that?
He did not give up a passing touchdown.
Yes.
It was a Drake May scramble.
It was a Drake May scramble.
We'll talk about that game here coming up in a little bit with the NFL Rewind now that the Super Bowl is all set. By the way, just one quick correction. It's a 2-year deal for Harrison Bader with the San Francisco Giants. So a multi-year commitment. So now for 13 times a season, we'll get to see Harrison Bader. And he's going to be one of those guys. And I know everybody out there has this player that you want your team to sign, and then he goes someplace else. And you just know that when your team plays that team and that player, that he's going to have a big game or a big week or a big series against you, and it's just going to drive you crazy. That's going to be Harrison Bader for me this season every time the Giants play the Diamondbacks.
It's going to be every time.
Bader's going to make a play. He's going to rob a home run.
Bag.
He's going to hit a huge double, and you're just going to be like, see, could have been playing for the Diamondbacks this season. That's why I wanted him on the team.
Late in the game, they're going to use him righty-lefty. He's going to get a big at-bat.
Big home run, and you're just going to be like, son of a gun.
He's a clutch player.
He's a good player. He's a good player, and I would have loved him to be on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Listen, on the KDUS AM 1060 app for your chance to win 2 tickets to the 28th annual Arizona Renaissance Festival in Gold Canyon. Open Saturday and Sundays from January 31st through March 29th. Magical moments await you at every corner of the 50-acre village. Don't miss it. Every weekend, there is something new at the festival. They got free parking. You can get more info at arizona.renfestinfo.com. We've got your chance to win 2 tickets for listening on the KDUS AM 1060 app. On the other side, it is the Conference Championship edition of the NFL Rewind. The Super Bowl matchup is set. We'll break down the path for the Seahawks and the Patriots to meet up yet again in the Super Bowl. We'll get to it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
The final real play at the game, the interception that you just talked about thrown by Beck. I mean, that was after an Indiana timeout. The coaching level, again, Indiana is taking a timeout to give coaching points. I'm giving credit to Cignetti right now. What a job of out coaching or giving the right coaching points to his secondary, his corners. And I thought we were going to give Miami a chance to figure it out, but it was Indiana, that defense, that offense.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It's frustrating when people intervene on you, but they have problems of their own. It's like when someone sends you a text, but the text comes from their email address. I hate this. Your name at iCloud, they FaceTime you from their email address? Are you calling on a child's iPad?
Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Celebrity Theater, Friday, March 6th. Tickets on sale now at etix.com.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
Come on down to the Ranch House Grill. Comfort food is your next meal. Pork chili verde, chicken fried steak. Ranch House knows you'll think it's great. Hey there, Phoenix. Have you tasted the best breakfast in town yet? Well, Ranch House Grill has it. From our crispy golden chicken fried steak to our hearty slow-cooked pork chili verde, our generous portions are sure to make you feel right at home. We serve breakfast and lunch every day from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. in a cozy, family-friendly spot with a small-town feel. After 19 years of serving up Southwestern comfort food, we're still right here on 56th Street and Thomas Road. Come on by and let us make your morning special.
Try the Chicken Melt Trio at Port of Subs. Protein-packed with bold sauces and built to crush cravings. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I wasn't going to ask too much of Jarrett Stidham. I just wanted him to maintain. You throw one deep pass late, and then you come back and try to throw another deep pass in those conditions, and he gets picked off. They just weren't threatening on well, neither team was, because the weather was, obviously rough enough that we could even find, Jim Nance is like, I don't know where the ball is. I think the 33-yard line.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m. on KTUS AM 1060.
The Super Bowl is set. Now we've got 2 weeks to get ready for it. This is, you know what? Producer Evan, this is the last NFL Rewind. Because we won't do a rewind segment for one game. It'll probably just be the daily special.
Wow.
So for the last time this season, it's the NFL Rewind here on the lunch break.
Thank you for everybody for tuning in to Rewind all year long.
Thank you for joining us for the Rewind. And
it's
the
been
look
a
ahead.
pleasure to be your tour guide.
Yeah, it's
been a look ahead and the Rewind all year.
We'll see you in September.
We'll see you in September.
Boy, I got to tell you, the first NFL look ahead of the 2026-27 season, that's going to chef's kiss. That's going to hit. That's going to feel really good. That's going to be
one game in at that point.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to feel really good.
That's going to be special. So, all right.
Let's get right into it.
Let's not cry because it happened. What's the phrase?
Let's not cry because it's over. Smile
because it happened. Let's do it. NFL Rewind, the last one of the 2025-26 season.
It starts in Denver, where it was the AFC Championship game. The New England Patriots take a 10-7 win to the Super Bowl. They outlast Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos on the road and punch their ticket.
It didn't work on the first drive, but Denver getting out to the 7-0 lead was everything we talked about on Friday of why you take the ball first even though you're at home. That building, when Stidham threw the deep ball and then threw the touchdown pass to Sutton, you thought, oh my goodness, Denver's going to be able to be in this game. If Stidham's going to play like that, they're going to be in this game. That's why you take the lead. That's why you take the ball first. And then I know what everyone's going to be losing their mind over. The decision, what was it, late towards the end of the first half for Sean Payton to not kick the field goal, to go up 10-0, but instead to go for it on, 4th and 2, and it was a play that broke down. It was a complete disaster. Stidham was running around, just threw the ball away. It was a mess. Here's why I am going to say that I have zero problem with Sean Payton doing that. You score a touchdown in that spot, you pick up the 4th down, you go up 14-0, it's game over. It's game over. Your defense showed you up until that point, they were not allowing New England to score 17 points in that game. It wasn't going to happen. That was the game right there. It was over if they score a touchdown. Whereas if you miss the field goal or you kick a field goal and you go up 10-0, it's still a one-possession game if a field goal or a touchdown gets scored. And it's so early in the game, if you're going to risk it, if you're going to roll the dice in that way, and I don't even know how much of a dice roll it was, I have no problem doing it in the first half. There's so much time. So even if it comes back to bite you and New England goes down the field and they score, you still have the whole second half. You have the whole rest of the game. I did not have a problem with it whatsoever.
It's always going to be talked about. To the flip side of it, and I'm on Team Kick It, just in that spot with my defense in the AFC title game. And, I guess you don't know the weather's coming, but you probably have an idea the second half could get messy. And if you don't, to be honest with you, then you're unprepared.
You have to know what the forecast is going to look like, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe if you know the forecast, you think 10-0 is going to be enough, then you kick it there. But was 10-0 in that moment of the game, that early? Do you feel like it's enough?
No.
You're facing the MVP on the other side.
But to your point, if 17's enough, I still need 2 scores to get there. If my thought, and to your point, if 17's my number, I want to get to 17. I have points here. I gotta take them.
I hear you, but there is a world of a difference between 14-0 and 10-0 in my mind. And when I've got a quarterback who's made 4 starts over 2 seasons, hasn't taken a snap in a game since 2023, right? And that's the context of being in that moment. Am I going to get that close again?
Maybe not.
Now, you can use that argument both ways. You can use that as an argument to take the 3.
That argument sits on both sides of the coin.
But I have a pretty good field goal kicker where if I get it on the other side of the 50 in Denver in the altitude, I'm going to take my chance. How often am I going to be that close? That might be my last chance to get into the end zone. And as we saw with the way the game transpired, it was. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. If that's 7-0 with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and he went for it, and we had 3.5 quarters of it being a slog, of it being a defensive battle, then yeah, you take the points because 10-0's going to be enough. The Patriots aren't going to see the ball twice. There's so much time left in the game. I have no problem rolling the dice. 0.
Yeah. Because it's so early, I don't think that it will get argued as much as some of the other ones. I don't think you're going to talk about them not kicking it there like you do with Detroit because it's just earlier in the game. I always tend to be on the side of just go up 2 scores.
Also, it's not 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. It's a 4th and 1.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It wasn't like he decided to put Jared Stidham out there on a 4th and 6. It was 4th and short where we could. It's a long one, so you couldn't do tush push. But it's 4th and 1. I'm gonna roll the dice there. And
if they ran a dive, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Right. And Peyton said afterwards that he wanted 14-0. And I 100% understand why that's the mentality. At 14-0 against a quarterback who hasn't played in 2 years, you demoralize that Patriots sideline. Demoralize it.
And now New England's headed to Super Bowl, and I don't think they've looked particularly impressive in a single game.
Seattle's opened as a favorite in that game, have they not?
5-point favorite.
Of course. With the way Seattle played yesterday.
Opened to 4.5, already got up to 5.
You want to be mad at the play call? On 4th and 1, 5.
I'm okay with that. I am mad at the play
I think
call.
criticizing the decision's I think it's a little tough at that point in the game.
Yeah, it's hard to say mismanaged because I think that comes down to I don't know if 4th and 1, I know I have a backup quarterback, but okay, I'm going to go for it. That's fine. That's what I came up with. That's what I ran.
again, you want to be critical of the play call? That's fine. I don't know if I would have tried to, and the Patriots have been doing a really good job of stopping the run. So you kind of need to be somewhat creative. And I thought they had the right idea. Stidham rolling out of the pocket, trying to make something happen. I get it. But we could have come up with a more efficient play call in that spot to pick up the 1 or 2 yards that we need.
I would have just also had him get it out really quick. One, if I get to a second read, I get there. But
I didn't like the play call. I had zero problem with the decision. Now, I think I'm very desensitized to these because I'm just always the go for it guy. And so 4th down, I'm like, yeah, all right, they're going to keep the offense out on the field. I didn't realize how much conversation there was on social media about it. And then I flipped over and I saw everyone's like, this is why you take the points. This is why it's so early in the game. There's so much more game theory to play out. You have to make what you think is the best decision in that moment. And the thing that helps in that moment for Peyton is he has the entire rest of the game to make up for it if he needs to. Because don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, they could have picked up the 4th down. And then you chew more clock, and then you put the points on the board. You're only looking at it negatively because it didn't work out. There's so much to gain from it working out.
I don't think it's not as big of a conversation if Bo Nix is in that spot.
Right. So because it's Jarrett Stidham, people have a problem.
Yeah, it does change it.
And I'm sorry. I think you need to put your team in the best position to succeed. And you've got an offensive-minded head coach who's great at scheming stuff up. It's 4th and 1. It's not 4th and 8, 4th and 9, 4th and 10. It's 4th and 1. It's early on in the game. I've got the momentum. I'm up 7-0. If I score a touchdown here, it is game over. They are not scoring 17 points on my defense. And you have to think the game plan coming in was, I'm going to put my foot on the gas pedal, and I'm going to try to run this up if we have a chance to, because that's what's going to give my offense the comfortability and my defense the ability and belief. That's why we said they should take the ball to start the game, to take the early lead, to get the defense motivated. That's what that play is for. That 4th and 1 is a continuation of that theory we talked about last week. Zero problem with it whatsoever.
Who didn't think, though, when they went deep, and got the 56-yard completion early, it's like, oh, man. Jarrett Stidham might have it today.
He threw the ball to Sutton for the touchdown. And now the big throw was a better play overall.
Yeah.
But the throw to Sutton to kind of move to his right and throw a laser, I was like, oh, the Patriots might be in trouble. Like, if this is how he's going to play, the Patriots are in trouble.
Like 4 plays into the game, it was like, okay.
Game on.
We're playing now.
Yeah, game on.
Okay, in the NFC Championship, a very different
to the New England
tale.
Patriots. Congratulations to the New England Patriots for making it to the Super Bowl. Spent zero time talking about them and their win, but congratulations to the Patriots for winning the AFC.
There wasn't much to talk about on their whole side. Defense played pretty well.
Yeah, they played fine.
In the NFC, the Los Angeles Rams traveled to Seattle, and it was a complete shootout up until the 4th quarter. No points in the 4th quarter, and Seattle hung on a 31-27 victory to punch Sam Darnold's ticket to the Super Bowl. The first quarterback out of the famous 2018 quarterback class of Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson to reach the Super Bowl.
Put some respect on Josh Rosen's name, okay? Please. There was another quarterback taken early in that class.
And that was completely – I forgot about the 9 mistakes before him.
Please. I had both of these games backwards. I had the under in this game. I had the over in the other game. I should have flipped it, and I would have been sitting pretty going into –
By the way, I was cracking up watching this game. At one point, my buddy, we were out watching with my buddy. He's a big Seahawks fan. He, leaned over to us and was like, the live over 68.5. And I just started cracking up.
I took the under. I think the paper is in
45.5.
It was like 46.5 is where I got it. Yeah, it didn't go well at all. This is a great performance from Sam Darnold. It was a great performance on the other side for Matthew Stafford. I mean, he played great in the game.
I mean, both quarterbacks, Stafford, 22 of 35 for 374, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Sam Darnold, 25 of 36 for 346, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Rams didn't have an answer for JSN. Felt like every time they were building momentum defensively and they would get themselves into an advantageous 3rd down, Seattle would just pick it up to demoralize them. They felt like they could never come up with the big play. defensively. And I'm going to be unpopular here. I have zero issue with the penalty that was called on Tariq Woolen. Zero.
Yeah, you said that to me this morning. I also don't have a problem with it at all.
You cannot. I'm sorry. You've been playing football all season long. You know they've been calling stuff like that all season long. You take a step towards the Rams bench, towards their sideline, right in front of official, you're going to get penalized. If it's in front of your bench, you're fine. If you do it walking away, I don't think they throw the penalty, but it's those couple steps forward. You just got to know better in that spot that they're going to call it. They've been calling it all season. So I don't have a problem with it. We talked about a little bit in the morning meeting about whether or not the Rams should have gone for 2 on the touchdown that made it a 4-point game, that made it 31-27, because then it would have put them in a spot where they could have kicked a field goal on the drive where they had to go for it on 4th down because they were down 4. It's McVay. I still think he would have gone for it to take the 4-point lead and then force Seattle to have to drive the distance. But at least you give yourself options. You give yourself flexibility. You're down 11. You're supposed to go for 2 in those spots. I was a little surprised that he didn't. But they just couldn't get a stop defensively when they needed to.
Yeah, and I think had you had the field goal in your pocket, you play 3rd down differently. They throw that they throw a pass there, and I can't remember to who. But it's just, yeah. I would have ran the ball on 3rd and 4, and if I had the field goal, I think they're more willing to do it, is my point.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest plays of the game that won't get talked about is right after the Tariq Woolen, they go and hit Puka down the left sideline for a touchdown. Comes out, and so now you're like, okay, Seattle needs something here. Like, you cannot go 3 and out. And the Rams immediately stuff the run. I don't think they get a yard on the run, and then go incomplete pass. And Seattle's immediately looking at a 3rd and 10. And just to get that 3rd and 10 and settle everybody down, not go 3 and out, they get a couple more 1st downs. They end up punting, but just changes the complexion of the game.
When they needed to get a big 3rd down stop, and that would have been a big 3rd down stop, the Rams couldn't come up with one. It was a tough day for them against both JSN and Sam Darnold. Oh, also, by the way, real quick, because I know we're up against it, what a day for Kenneth Walker. I mean, just...
By the way, his numbers don't say as good as he had 19 carries for 62 yards.
He was so good in this game.
He was so good in this game. And he had the 4 grabs for 49.
He had big play after big play when they needed him. And
he
so
just
now,
looked a step faster than I've ever seen him.
The Super Bowl matchup is set. It'll be a rematch. It'll be the Seahawks against the New England Patriots 2 weeks out there in California. When we come back, it's the first mock draft from a very notable mock draft guy. We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
NAU men's basketball continues on both KAZG 1440 and KDUS AM 1060 this Thursday. Join the Lumberjacks as they look to defend home court against Eastern Washington. Head coach Shane Burkhardt knows his team has the tools they need in order to score another home win. Join Mitch Stroman on the call live. It's NAU versus Eastern Washington this Thursday. Pregame at 5:30 p.m. over on KAZG 1440 and tip-off at 6 also on KDUS AM 1060.
My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade 2026. Live at Chase Field, September 6th, 2026. With special guest, Jimmy Eat World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit mychemicalromance.com.
Fridays at 5, I'm out exploring. From hiking up Camelback to skiing at Snowbowl, the adventures never stop with AAA. It's membership that travels with me, whether behind the wheel or a passenger. In my ride, my buddies, or a rental. AAA's got 24/7 expert help with tows, battery help, and more. Plus, branch services like free passport photos and trip planning. Membership gives you all this and more for less than $6 a month, and I can add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today. AAA, your membership to go.
Maybe you've had your eye on a Fulton home. The premium craftsmanship, thoughtfully designed floor plans, resort-style amenities, and award-winning communities across the valley. A place where every detail feels intentional. For many buyers, homeownership can feel out of reach. But now, owning a Fulton home is more attainable than ever. With special pricing, limited time incentives, and interest rate buydowns on select homes, now is the right moment to make your move. From beautifully designed interiors to the legendary quality Fulton Homes is known for, every detail is built to stand the test of time. Visit any Fulton Homes community today or go to fultonhomes.com. Fulton Homes. You're proud to own. We're proud to build.
An ASU women's basketball rivalry match right here on KDUS AM 1060. This Wednesday, join the Lady Sun Devils as they square off against Arizona. Head coach Molly Miller knows her team has what it takes to hit the court and win over the Wildcats. Join Jeff Munn on the call live from Tempe. It's ASU versus Arizona this Wednesday night. Pregame at 6 p.m. and tip-off at 6:30 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Wrapping up hour number one here in the lunch break on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Just a quick update. I saw it on social media during the break. Mike LaFleur scheduled for an in-person interview with the Cardinals today and tomorrow. I think the big takeaway, and we're going to explore in hour number two of the program here today, which of the three known finalists or top candidates for the Arizona Cardinals gig we would want to get this job. We'll talk about that more in hour number two of the show. The fact that LaFleur, fresh off of being eliminated, is the next day, today, going to spend his time in person with Arizona tells you two things. It tells you he is the Cardinals' top priority. The Cardinals wanted him in the building immediately. And secondly, he is seriously interested in this job. I don't know who else is interested in talking to him, but he's been a hot name. I'm sure Cleveland would love to talk to him. I'm sure Buffalo might be interested in at least having a first conversation. He is prioritizing. Coming here today and tomorrow, and I'll just be on record. I'd be shocked if by the time we got to Wednesday's show that Mike LaFleur wasn't the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. So I'll just put my cards on the table, reading the tea leaves, putting all the puzzle pieces together. The fact that he's going to spend the next 2 days here and that this is the first place he's reportedly going to since being eliminated the day before tells me Mike LaFleur is probably the proverbial way in front favorite to be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. And I don't know how you're mad when we started this whole process, he was one of the names we put on the list. Offensive-minded guy from the NFC West, has a bunch of solid experience working with some great coaches. So we'll talk more about that in hour number two of the program. Speaking of the Cardinals, so I want to get into, there are, producer Evan, how many people would you put on this list of mock drafts that if a certain person writes it, you're going to click on it no matter what?
3.
Okay. Kuiper?
Correct.
Dane Brugler?
Correct.
Daniel Jeremiah?
Correct.
It's that third name who yesterday, actually this morning, released his 1.0 mock draft. Daniel Jeremiah on NFL.com released his first mock draft of this entire cycle. And I want to read you a very important paragraph straight from Jeremiah's mock because I think it is proof as to why he falls on that list of 3 mocks that I pay attention to. Quote, I tend to base my mock drafts on what I'm hearing around the league, whereas my top 50 prospect rankings reflect what I'm seeing during my own evaluations, end quote. Daniel Jeremiah is telling you when he puts together this mock, it's not personal preference. It's not based on how he sees the players at the top of the board and matching them with teams. He tends to go with what he is hearing in talking to a bunch of different talent evaluators, executives, player personnel people around the league. So when he mocks a certain player to a certain team and it's out of the norm of the other teams, or the other mocks, you pay attention to it. You know who he has going number 3 to the Arizona Cardinals, producer Evan?
Spencer
Fano, offensive tackle of Utah. Sign me right up. Sign me right up to get an offensive tackle for this team. Where do I sign, Daniel Jeremiah? Thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Right there on the dotted line.
The reason why I wanted to bring this up, it's mock draft season, baby. Senior Bowl's this week. It's ready to go. Hour number 2 of the program coming up next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. To Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan on the other side of the glass. It's a little buy or sell to open up hour number 2 here of the program. Nothing like the Monday edition of buy or sell. Nothing like it.
Always the best. Always. You had a couple takes reserved for the weekend. Yeah.
Listen, this is your segment. I'm just here to just react to the takes. That's what I'm here to do today.
Mike McCarthy is the worst hire in the coaching carousel to this point.
So that's what you want to start with.
Yep.
Let's just go through them one by one. Harbaugh to the Giants, I like. Stefanski to the Falcons, I like. Saleh to the Titans. We all know I'm a big fan of that one. Jeff Hafley to the Dolphins is great. What other one has happened? Because that's 5, and then there's 5 coaching openings left. I'm missing a coaching opening. What team am I not mentioning? I have to write it down. We need to get to the bottom of this. There were 10 openings, right? The Giants.
I think so.
The Giants, no, I know there were 10. The Giants hired Harbaugh. The Falcons hired Stefanski. Miami hired Hafley. Tennessee hired, Baltimore hired Jesse Minter. That's the one I was missing. So then the ones that are left are Pittsburgh, who hired McCarthy. And now you have Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills. You have Cleveland. You have the Cardinals, and you have the Raiders. So we were right. I just forgot Buffalo in this whole
Correct.
mess.
Yes.
Yes, McCarthy is the worst of this group, in my opinion. Mike McCarthy is a very weird coaching candidate to talk about. Let me tell you why. He has a great resume. He's won a Super Bowl. He won in Dallas. But you just don't get the feeling that he, at this stage of his career, can take a team over the top. No. And so I don't know why Pittsburgh thought that was their post-Tomlin answer.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm surprised by it. So, yes, I think it's the worst. The time I shoot, sorry. Yes, I think McCarthy is the worst. You ever feel when your shoelaces are untied, it just bothers you?
Yes.
That's just what happened to me.
Yeah.
So I needed to take care of that.
The Cardinals will have their next head coach this week.
Yeah, they might have their next head coach by the end of the day. I mean, if things go well with Mike LaFleur today, and he's the guy.
I truly believe they'll hire him.
And by the way, we know from reporting that they view the 3 top candidates, we want to call them finalists, fine. Raheem Morris, Anthony Campanelli, Mike LaFleur.
Correct.
If they wanted Anthony Campanelli, they had him in the building last week.
Right.
Why did they wait? They must really want to talk to Mike LaFleur. And so if today goes well, if Mike LaFleur wows them, if he walks into that building and checks every box for Michael Bidwell and Monty Ossenfort, are they going to let him leave the building today without signing on the dotted line?
No chance.
So if things go according to plan, end of day today, Mike LaFleur is going to be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
I agree with you.
I know they said today and tomorrow. If things go well, this is going to get done today. And we'll open tomorrow's program with the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
I tend to agree.
So you said by Wednesday?
I said by the end of the week.
By the end of the week, yes. They will have a new head coach by the end of the week.
The Suns will get Devin Booker back in 2 weeks. Or less. I'll give you 13 days.
It's a tough injury.
The ankle sprains are just so hard.
You just don't know, right? Oh, by the way, that looked way worse than an ankle sprain.
Oh my gosh, my I don't know about you. I watch it, face in hands watching it, thought Achilles.
Well, you're watching him just step on another dude's foot, and Book's turning the other way, and then his ankle rolls, and he just goes down, and I'm just like, that's not good. Like I thought he might have broken
the initial
it.
reaction before I even saw a replay or anything, I immediately thought he's in Achilles tear type pain.
And so you've got to be really careful with those types of ankle sprains. So I think they'll err on the side of caution. They're going to reevaluate him in a week. And so then you're giving me another week on top of it. I'll take the over. I think it's going to be longer than 2 weeks.
Longer than 2 weeks.
But I'm not a medical professional. Let me just make something very, very clear.
Again, not a professional, but you would say you dabble in it. Just a little.
No. I do not even want to go as far as to say that I dabbled in being a medical professional. No. I do anything but that on this program. I think I make it very clear that I'm not a medical professional.
The D-backs have had a very
Please
underwhelming
don't put that out in the universe.
Season.
They've had a what? An underwhelming offseason?
Yes.
They've got a new third baseman.
Yes, new to us, not.
Well, he's new to us. He's new. They brought back Merrill Kelly. They didn't trade Ketel Marte. No, I'm whelmed.
What?
I'm whelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm whelmed.
You have to be underwhelmed.
No, I'm whelmed.
Because we sat here for how many segments and we're like, the D-backs have traded for Nolan Arenado. What's next?
Well, yes.
What's next? Well, guess what? Nothing's next.
Well,
we have not gotten anything. There's no sequel to this one. It's a movie that everybody thought was going to have a sequel. They left you on a cliffhanger and decided we don't have the budget for another one, so we ended it there.
I hear you. But I didn't expect them to do a whole lot. Like, Nolan Arenado was more than I expected them to do.
Yeah, I'd still rather have Harrison Bader.
Okay, that's a different conversation. I agree. I would rather have Harrison Bader than Nolan Arenado. But no, I'm whelmed by the Diamondbacks offseason. We said at the beginning of the offseason, they're not going to spend a lot of money. They're not going to have a lot of room. If they were going to do something splashy, it was going to involve Ketel Marte getting traded. We had our fun with Alex Bregman, but we all were very cautious about that even being a realistic possibility.
No, and I don't even think I ever thought that was real.
Right.
Unless they traded Marte. So
whelmed.
Whelmed is one way to put it.
I'm whelmed.
Shedeur Sanders is now the worst Pro Bowler in the history of the league.
I mean, I need a list, right?
By the way, I got a couple takes from the game coming up here.
From what? The Pro Bowl?
Both games yesterday.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to answer this. Because can I tell everybody a little secret? Is that okay? Can we keep this amongst friends? I've never watched the Pro Bowl ever in my life.
They more than like have it on, walked into a room like, oh my God.
Maybe
you know what I mean? Like, oh, what a catch there. And then just kind of like kept doing what I was doing. But outside of that, no, like I've never sat down and watched the Pro Bowl.
So I'm not going to determine who is a good Pro Bowler or a bad Pro Bowler. Tyler Huntley made the Pro Bowl a couple years ago when he filled in for Lamar.
Yeah.
Played much better than Shedeur Sanders did.
Yeah, they went to the playoffs.
That's right. They
With
did
Tyler
that.
Huntley.
Yes. So I'm sure I'll buy because I just don't have any. I don't have a list in front of me. When I got up this morning and thought about prepping for this radio program, you know what I didn't have on the bingo card? You know what I didn't anticipate talking about today? Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowl quarterback. I didn't have the Pro Bowl tab open on my browser.
I didn't.
It was not part of the plan.
Will Campbell should move the guard.
Wasn't this the conversation people were having going into the draft last year? Did he have the length to play tackle? That was the question, right? Could he play tackle?
Answer, no.
And the reason why you take him where they took him is because if he can play tackle, great. If he can't, you have a great guard and you just kick him inside. It's worth the risk.
Correct.
But this was the conversation that we had. Now, I'm not doing this right now. I've gotten to the Super Bowl with him playing tackle, so we're just going to ride it out.
Oh, he's playing tackle in 2 weeks, certainly.
But next year,
I may look at it.
I may have a conversation about an offseason program that moves Will Campbell inside the guard.
And there have been conversations like you see this with other stuff like quarterback hand size, right? Like it's something that gets talked about. Receiver height, weight, length. I don't remember a time where I was like, Will Campbell, we heard Will Campbell's arms are too short from the jump, right? Like that was a huge thing. This is the first time where you could see it. Like he can't get out there. Can't get out to it. And yesterday, side note from his arm size, the worst chop block attempt I had ever seen.
I think he's going to play. I think he's long-term going to move to guard.
Yeah, I agree.
I would agree with you.
Conference Championship Sunday is better than Super Bowl Sunday. Big game Sunday.
I think in that context, you're okay to say Super Bowl. But in general, we should probably prepare ourselves to talk in the big game context over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, just because there's these two standalone games that aren't the Super Bowl, but they feel like pretty close in terms of magnitude and how important they are, and they're on their own, and you're trying to win a conference. Yeah, I really enjoy Conference Championship Sunday.
I think it's my favorite NFL Sunday of the year. Every year.
No, I enjoy the first red zone of the year where nobody's on a bye and everybody's playing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you got, 8
All
games?
the hope.
You got 8 games in the early window. You got 6 or 7 in the late window. There's just stuff
awesome
everywhere. Those are the weeks I live for.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's a great one, too. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a top 5 receiver in football.
Okay. We got to do the thing, right? We're going to do this. We have to name 5 receivers better than Jackson Smith-Njigba. Any disagreements with putting Jamar Chase number 1?
Jamar Chase is the best receiver in football.
Okay. You want to put Justin Jefferson number 2? The hesitation concerns me because if we are going to disagree on number 2, we're going to be here a while.
Okay, so he's better than JSN. I just don't know if he's the second, but sure.
Is there another name you want to throw out here so we can have this debate?
Not right now. No.
So Justin Jefferson is going to go number 2.
Yep.
For the time being. Do I want to put JSN number 3?
Would you put Nakua above him?
Because he's been doing it longer?
Yeah. He's got the 2 years.
All right, I'll put Nakua 3.
That was my conversation at 2.
Okay. I think Jefferson's been doing it longer than Nakua, so that's the tiebreaker there.
Yep.
Number 4 and number 5. I just want to go through all the teams real quick in my head. Nobody on the...
let's just go by team.
Nobody on the Patriots.
Nobody on Patriots. Nobody on the Bills. Nobody on the Dolphins.
I love Garrett Wilson, but he's not a top 5 receiver.
I agree. Steelers, no. Ravens, no. We did Chase. Cleveland, no. Jacksonville, no.
Further reason why Shedeur should be a Pro Bowler. Doesn't have a top 5 receiver in the sport. Jacksonville, no.
Houston.
Nico Collins is pretty
I
good.
love Nico.
I love Nico Collins. Can we put him on a side list
Yeah.
of names to consider? We'll put Nico there.
Nobody on the Colts.
Nobody on the Colts.
Nobody on the Titans.
Nobody on the Titans.
The Broncos, nobody.
I like Cortland Sutton, but I don't like him that much.
Not that much. Chargers, nobody.
Raiders, nobody.
Chiefs, nobody.
Chiefs, nobody.
In the NFC, the Eagles.
CeeDee Lamb's got to go on the list.
Yeah.
So he's going to go 4.
Yeah, and we just didn't get there.
We just didn't get there.
The Eagles, I don't think anybody this year after this year. CeeDee Lamb. Certainly wouldn't put McLaurin on the list. A healthy Neighbors.
Can we talk about what just happened to my pen? Showing the YouTube audience. What is going on today? We're having a rough day. Now the music's gone.
I just want to peel back the curtain for everybody. We've had a rough day. Our logs are a little.
So I can see a problem coming up in the next break. Don't you worry about it. We're going to have that fixed. But today, the Monday, this program, we're doing great in between the microphones. But in between the segments, it's a case of the Mondays here on KDUS AM 1060.
It really is.
And look at this thing. This thing's broken. All right, you know what?
You ever seen the movie Surf's Up?
I put it down. Look what happened. I put it down. Going back to Old Reliable.
You ever seen the movie Surf's Up?
No, I have not.
First of all, you have to watch it. It's a perfect documentary. But they cut to a sea urchin in the movie.
Yeah.
After the main character falls on a sea urchin. And he's like pointing at his, whatever you want to spikes on the. He's like broken, gone, broken.
That's
us today.
That's us today. And we're still here. We're getting through it. But today's the case of the Mondays. Okay.
So we are at the Commanders, and then I said the healthy Neighbors, maybe.
Just not enough sample size.
I tend to agree. The Bears, nobody.
Nobody.
The Packers,
nobody.
Nobody. The Vikings, we said Jefferson.
You know what?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare. He's not better.
He's going on the Nico list. Somebody that we consider.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
is not better than JS.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Tet McMillan should go on the Nico list.
No, he's not long enough. Chris Olave not healthy enough.
By the way, speaking of the
Mike Evans
goes
on the Nico list.
Drake London on the Nico list.
Drake London goes on the Nico list. Yeah.
Does Chris Olave go on that list? Okay, I tend to agree with that.
And then we go to the West.
But I would have a friend that would say he's on that list.
That's fine.
Seattle.
We already mentioned JSN goes on this list that we're debating.
The Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams probably needs to be considered.
Ricky Pearsall.
No.
And then Michael Wilson, obviously.
Yeah, no, nobody from the Cardinals. So is JSN better than Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans, Drake London, and Devontae Adams? It's close.
If you gave me that today.
Right now, in this moment, it's JSN just because of what he's been doing. But I think
if you gave me for next year.
Yeah, I think I'd take JSN.
I think it would take JSN.
Yeah. All right, do you have any more buy or sells?
That's it.
All right, there you have it. Another edition of Buy or Sell here. Listen on the KDUS AM 1060 app for your chance to win 2 tickets to the MLB Players Trust Playmakers Classic Warehouse 215, Wednesday, February 18th. They're celebrating 30 years of impact at the Playmakers Classic. There's live performances, live broadcasts, behind-the-scenes access, food and drinks, interactive gaming competitions. Fanatics is going to have custom experiences. Whether you're a fan, a collector, a foodie, or a philanthropist, this milestone event is your chance to be a part of something legendary. And we've got your chance to win 2 tickets for listening on the KDUS AM 1060 app. When we return, is Jalen Green a part of the long-term future for the Phoenix Suns? We'll talk about that next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Indiana is not cheating. Lining up and punching the other guy in the face for 60 minutes, not against the rules. I challenge any of you social media whistleblowers to tell Kurt Signetti to his face that he is a cheater.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The beauty of sports is its unpredictability. But what we've seen unfold as of late goes well beyond that. Unpredictable? That feels like an understatement. Sam Darnold just led the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl, and he's doing it against the Patriots, who won 4 games last season, and opened up this season with a loss to the Raiders, a team that will have the number 1 overall pick. The madness doesn't stop there. College football, Indiana, longtime bottom feeder, just finished on top of the sport. And then look at basketball. Nebraska, 20-0 in men's hoops. Nebraska, undefeated, ridiculous, bordering on unbelievable, and yet completely real. It's a reminder of why we keep watching. Systems change, players leave, coaches find the right buttons to push, situations flip overnight, and the script gets ripped up when you least expect it. Pigs aren't flying just yet, but if they take off tomorrow, nobody should be surprised. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals, but Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that goes above and beyond to help you keep more of what matters. No hunting, no hassle, just confidence that your coverage customized with savings in mind. Start your quote at libertymutual.com. Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it really easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and the best selection of Falken tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan, see their Falken test results, tire ratings, and reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Bad Omens. Do you feel love? North American Tour 2026. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, March 24th. Bad Omens. With special guests, Beartooth and President. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bad Omens. Live in Glendale.
Right now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale, we have the vehicles you want at affordable prices.
For instance, the sought-after 2025 Kia Sportage is available for $27,999, and with $2,000 down at 3.99% financing for 72 months, drive out with a payment of $475 a month. We have affordable options on all of our most popular Kias.
Now available at Mark Kia at the Scottsdale Auto Show. The name to remember, Mark Kia, Mark Kia. Go to markkia.com for more details. Offer only through Kia Motors Finance. Offer expires February 2nd, 2026.
When is Kate getting here?
Should be any minute. She was on one of her Goodwill treasure hunts.
Treasure hunt? Oh, here she comes. And in an amazing new jacket.
Ready to rock, guys?
You definitely are.
Where'd you get that?
Don't you love it? I got it at Goodwill.
Kate got it at Goodwill. With hundreds of thousands of unique items arriving in-store daily, you can get it at Goodwill too. Find your convenient neighborhood location at goodwillaz.org. Nonprofit for good.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights, at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
Not surprised that the Cardinals aren't in. We fired their head coach. Kyler Murray's probably on his way out. It is what they like to call Black Monday. I'm kind of surprised by the Raheem Morris one in Atlanta. It's only been how long? Year? 2 years. So maybe that one. Pete Carroll gone. I told you from the jump when they hired Pete Carroll, I didn't like the hire. I think he's past his due. Let him go after year one. You might as well have kept the guy you had before and saved a bunch of money.
Every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060, Chris Schubert, producer Evan with you today on the show. And I have a question. It's not rhetorical. I want to know if I'm maybe going too far here. Because after Jalen Green comes back and plays in one game for the Phoenix Suns and looks great coming off the bench, and then immediately for the second time this season, comes back from injury, and in the second game he plays, leaves with an injury. My immediate reaction to those two things happening is that I don't know if Jalen Green can be a part of the long-term future of the Phoenix Suns. Am I going too far in thinking that today? Am I out of bounds for thinking that today? Is this just a case of a freak injury happening now twice and just erring on the side of caution, and that I shouldn't worry too much about it, especially if Jalen Green's going to be back in the lineup as early as tomorrow against Brooklyn? Am I the bad guy here for even thinking that thought after what happened against Atlanta?
I don't think you're the bad guy at all. And I got to be honest with you. I feel like we're going to think this a lot.
Because he's going to come back potentially as early as tomorrow. Let's live in that world for a second. He comes back and he plays tomorrow. After missing the rest of the Atlanta game and then missing the game against Miami. Right?
Correct.
He comes back, he plays. He plays great. Do you know what our conversation is going to be on Wednesday and Thursday? Can he get through Thursday's game against Detroit? Can he finish it? You're going to be waiting with bated breath in the hopes that he can complete more than 8 minutes of that game against Detroit on Thursday. Again, assuming he comes back and plays well against Brooklyn. It's going to be something that until he plays that third game in a row for the Phoenix Suns, you're worried. And I don't blame you for being worried, because I'm worried. Now, he's, 23 years old. He's a young player. He's got all of his future in front of him. This isn't us saying he can never be a good player ever again. But this guy was supposed to be brought here in the summertime to be the second offensive option alongside Devin Booker. We haven't seen enough to see what that version of the Phoenix Suns could look like. And I'm sorry, we're at a point of the season. You got to show me. You can't tell me. I can't tell the listeners of this audience, I can't tell you that, oh, that's the second best offensive player for the Phoenix Suns, because your retort to me is going to be one I can't refute, and that is, this dude doesn't play enough. This dude's played 2.5 games this season for the Phoenix Suns. How can he be viewed as the second best offensive option when he's not available? Your best ability is availability, and for Jalen Green, that ability has been non-existent this season. And that's how you have to start looking at this long term. Now, perhaps we get to the end of the season and Jalen Green's fine and we can laugh at this and we forget about it. But in the moment, after we just saw him come back and we're immediately thrusted right back into this, I mean, just think about it for a second. We knew he wasn't going to be available at the start of the season, right? We knew.
Correct.
They circle that game. He's going to come back. You're excited. You're amped up to watch this dude play. It was the centerpiece of the trade in the summer of Kevin Durant. Like, you are ready to watch this guy play alongside Devin Booker. And he plays, and he looks great. He looks good, and you're excited. And then the air is immediately let out of the balloon the next night out. When he gets hurt, and we start the cycle all over again. And then we spent, from the moment that he gets hurt, I believe it was against the Clippers, all the way up until he returned, talking about what his return would mean, giving everybody updates on when he was coming back, the status. He was the cloud hovering over this team right now. Yeah, it's great, but can you imagine what it's going to be like when Jalen Green is back and he's healthy? And we did that for the 4 to 6 weeks plus, right? On this show, we did that. And then he came back, and once again, he looked good. Once again, you're excited. Yes. This is what this team's supposed to look like. And then immediately in the second game, just like the first time, deja vu. He leaves with an injury. And so I don't blame you if your feeling is you got to show it to me. I'm not going to get excited about Jalen Green until he plays 3 games in a row. I don't blame you if that's your thought today, because I had the thought cross my mind over the weekend. If this dude can't stay healthy, we have to have a serious conversation of where he fits into the long-term plans of this team.
And that's a conversation that I don't even know how to attack right now, in all honesty.
It's not one that you can realistically attack in this moment.
Because I haven't seen enough. And I guess that's the point, right? If we never see enough and the question continues, he's not a long-term answer, period.
Yeah, if this continues to become a recurring theme, and again, I hate to throw this onto him because I don't know how much of it's in his control. I'm not questioning Jalen Green's work ethic. I think he worked extremely hard to get back both times. I don't think it's a case of him coming back too early. I don't think it's a case of him coming back unprepared. I don't think it's a case of him not being in a position to come back and be a contributor. It's none of that. It's just bad luck. But at some point, bad luck turns into you're unreliable. At some point, bad luck turns into I can't factor you into the plans. And maybe it's too early. And I'm kind of working this out with everybody here in real time because I don't know how I truly feel about this. I think it's too early to say that bad luck is too much and that he can't be a part of the long-term answer here, that he can't be a solution. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not going to get fooled a third time. It's not going to happen. We've been down this road twice already this season. And the excitement has been ripped away from us immediately, almost instantaneously. We're going to celebrate that third straight game that Jalen Green plays like it's the Suns winning their first NBA championship. But that's how exciting it will be for him to complete 2 full games. You're going to be dreading when Jalen Green returns, that second game, him getting through the first half. And then you worry about it being a mental thing for Jalen Green. You worry about the mental toll, which obviously this type of situation could take. Could you imagine working this hard twice in one season to get back and under very similar circumstances, it's taken from you? The first half of the second game you've played in both times?
I mean, in all honesty, how similar did both feel?
Oh,
it was like watching the same thing. It was like watching the same movie.
Deja vu. That's what it felt like. It felt like you were watching a rerun. You're like, wait a minute, are they just showing the footage of the first time this happened? Because you're watching the same thing happen again and again. And so that's why it's going to be like, I'm going to be excited when Jalen Green comes back because I do think he makes the Phoenix Suns better, but it's going to be with incredible skepticism of him playing in that second game, of him playing in that third game. And honestly, all the questions of, is there something Jalen Green can do differently? Is there something the Suns can do differently? Do they have to utilize his minutes any better? I don't think this has anything to do with any of that. I think it's
like that at all.
I think it's just bad luck. It's a lower body soft tissue injury. These things just happen. Unfortunately, I hate that that's the answer, but that's the answer, I think.
Yeah. I think you're right.
And so to answer the question that I asked in the tease about whether or not he can be a part of the future, I don't know. If you would have asked me this 3 weeks ago before we had this second run-in, I would have told you, yeah, of course he's part of the future. Now I'm not so sure. I want to see how the rest of the season plays out. I want to see him play 2 straight games. I want to see him play 3 straight games. I want to see the Jalen Green that I was promised. And I don't think it's his fault. I don't think it's the Suns' fault. I don't think it's their medical team's fault. I just think it is a string of bad luck that has me questioning everything, that I'm sure has the Suns questioning everything, has Jalen Green questioning himself. I mean, the mental toll that this can take on a player is, I think, under-talked about. Because of the deja vu nature of it. It can take a toll on you of that second game is going to roll around and he's going to be thinking about it because guess what? We're all going to be thinking about it. So we'll see. There's reports out there that he could potentially try to give it a go against Brooklyn. Maybe they hold him out as a precaution and we see him again in Detroit. It appears to be a short-term precautionary thing. It doesn't feel to be as long-term or even medium-term as Devin Booker's injury. But this is going to be a cloud that hovers over. You know what this is like? This is going to be a weird cross-sport analogy, but I think it'll make sense. It's like Rory at the Masters. You're always thinking about it.
Correct.
Every time Rory showed up to the Masters, he's thinking about it.
Every time.
Until he did it, until he won the Masters, he was thinking about it. Right now for Jalen Green, it's very short-term, but until he plays in that second game for the Phoenix Suns, he's going to be thinking about it every single time. You're thinking about it.
Correct.
He just has to get over that mountain, and then I think it's all going to be, we're going to laugh at this. But right now, since we're on this side of it, it's hard to see the forest through the trees. It's hard. But it's just bad luck. And it's bad luck for a player that I find myself rooting for. Even though he's only played, 2.5 games, basically.
You feel bad.
Yeah, of course. Because I don't think there's anything that anybody could have done differently. I think the Suns handled his injury with class and helped him And I think Jalen Green worked extremely hard, wanted to come back both times. I don't think anybody did anything wrong here. This is just, unfortunately, one of the weird things that happens in sports.
Yeah.
And now we just have to see if it becomes more of a mental thing than a physical thing, because that's the worry that I have.
And that would, yeah.
I'm not worried about the physical.
That would be worst case scenario.
I'm not worried about the physical side of it. He's going to be okay. I'm worried about the mental side of it in the short term.
Correct.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to hang out with us here today on the program. You can also listen on the KDUS AM 1060 app for your chance to win 2 tickets to the MLB Players Trust Playmakers Classic at Warehouse 215 on Wednesday, February 18th. Sip, savor, mingle, compete, a fundraising event experience. When we come back, we know the 3 that are considered the finalists. So which of them do we want as the next head coach for the Arizona Cardinals? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
And then the Tennessee Titans landed Robert Saleh reportedly as their head coach. And that was the first domino that bothered me, because the Cardinals were scheduled to interview with him right after. Cardinals have to take their place in line. And it's starting to feel like the Cardinals' place in line is all the way at the back. That the Cardinals have taken that number at the deli counter, and they're waiting. And they're going to have to hope when they get up that there's still a good selection to choose from, that these Rams coordinators are still, in fact, around, that Clint Kubiak is still a valuable option.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing. Oh, it went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2026 WM Phoenix Open, February 2nd through the 8th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Hey guys, if you have low T, it's time to get your edge back. Start testosterone therapy at Red Mountain Weight Loss and get a month of GLP-1 weight loss medications absolutely free. That's a $299 value. Listen, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone restores your get up and go, so you'll feel like you're 20 again. Get more muscle with less effort in the gym. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. It's a game changer. And if you're looking to lose weight, there's nothing like the combo of testosterone and a GLP-1 medication. It'll burn that belly fat and get you ripped. This month, get free GLP-1 medication, a $299 value, when you start testosterone therapy only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Book your video appointment today. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone. Keyword Red Mountain. Time to get your edge back at Red Mountain Weight Loss.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Right now at Del Taco, you can get 2 grilled chicken tacos for just $3. You hear that? That's the real sizzle of a real grill. At Del Taco, we freshly grill our marinated chicken right here in our kitchens. Not some factory far, far away. It's what makes our grilled chicken tacos a top seller for over 30 years. So come get 2 grilled chicken tacos, made to order for only $3. A real good deal we can all use right now. Only at Del Taco.
Del, yeah.
Price and participation may vary.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
I'm not here to bury Mike Tomlin, but the fact is, this absolutely is the right move. He did the right thing, and he fired himself. All good things come to an end. Going a decade without winning a single playoff game is not meeting the standard.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Do we think the job is down to 3? Because it was over the weekend reported that the 3 top choices for the Arizona Cardinals in their head coaching search are Mike LaFleur, Anthony Campanelli, and Raheem Morris. Do we think there's the dreaded mystery candidate, right? The mystery team thing that we see in baseball all the time. Do we think there's a mystery candidate out there from that initial list of 14 or 15 names that could make a late charge, a late push to get this gig? Or is the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals from that list of 3?
I think he's from the list.
So you think the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals is either Mike LaFleur, Anthony Campanelli, or Raheem Morris?
Correct.
I will tell you. I see that list. I see those 3 names. I'd be happy with any one of the 3.
I think I would, if you had me order them,
I would go LaFleur, Campanelli, Morris.
correct. I think
And
that's it.
I will tell you, we've been very outside of Robert Saleh, we've been very anti the retread head coach here in our conversations about this. I think, actually, I don't want to say I think. I know why Raheem Morris intrigues me, because he was a defensive coordinator in this division. He was the Rams DC. So he knows a thing or two about going up against the other teams in the NFC West. And I have been very steadfast in that being one of my major takeaways from this coaching search, that the Cardinals need to figure out a way to be better in their own division. And if you can't beat them, steal from them. That's been our motto. That's been our tagline throughout this whole process. And Raheem Morris, while not being a direct stealing of somebody that's coaching currently in the division, before he got the Falcons head coaching gig, he was the defensive coordinator for the Rams under Sean McVay. So that's why I like Raheem Morris more than I like Arthur Smith or Matt Nagy or Mike McCarthy. That's why he, out of the retread head coaches, him and Robert Saleh jumped off the page to me, because they know this division. It's in their DNA. That was important for me. You know, Campanelli's kind of been that late charge candidate if we wanted to put a label on him. But, man, I just keep coming back to this idea of, if the Cardinals can land Mike LaFleur as the head coach and he can make a phone call and bring Raheem Morris along with him to be the associate head coach and the defensive coordinator, I don't know how the Cardinals could have done any better in this cycle, considering how many openings there were and how many premium openings there were.
You would feel great about it.
It would be an A+ job by Monty and Michael Bidwell.
It really would.
I mean, I understand all the criticisms of LaFleur and how he doesn't really call plays for the Rams and how it's really McVay's offense. Kevin O'Connell's doing a pretty good job in Minnesota.
Correct.
I don't want to put that on Mike LaFleur, but Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator and on the offensive side of the ball with the Rams and Sean McVay, and it's worked out pretty well.
And I think everybody in this YouTube chat, everybody on the show would take him right now.
Kevin O'Connell is this show's top coach in the sport, right? I mean,
Correct.
We view him, if not number 1, inside the top 3 hands down. We love Kevin O'Connell. So it doesn't matter if you're the guy calling plays. It doesn't matter if you don't really have a say in the offense. I think what draws me to LaFleur is he's young. I think he'll embrace the challenge of coming to the Cardinals. Because I look at the division and I look at the other teams. They know about the Arizona Cardinals because they play them twice a year. They know. So for a coordinator in this division to want to leap out and take this job tells me they think they can fix it. I love that kind of bravado. I love it. And LaFleur, after, let's call it what it was, failing in New York as the offensive coordinator with the Jets and Robert Saleh, to get another chance this time to be a head coach and to take this job, that would take some chutzpah. That would take some stones.
Certainly.
Some moxie. To work for New York, not work out, to come back to work for the Rams, and then to jump at the opportunity to coach the Cardinals. I just love that he's a young offensive mind. I've been leaning towards an offensive mind in this entire process because I just think that side of the ball needs a leader. They need somebody who's going to get them working the way an offense in 2026 needs to work. And I was worried that the Cardinals, if they hired a defensive-minded coach, would end up having a rotating door at offensive coordinator, even if they got it right, and that worried me long-term. LaFleur, you wouldn't have that worry. From the division, offensive mind, young, learned not only under the McVay tree, but under the Shanahan tree, because he was I believe, the pass game coordinator.
Correct.
For Kyle Shanahan before he took the offensive coordinator job in New York. Then he's been the OC the last couple of years in LA. This is my top option. We printed the election T-shirts, LaFleur Morris 2026. To me, that's the home run if the Cardinals can pull it off.
If you can get both of them, you would have a guy in the building who could be your, assistant, associate head coach, whatever we're calling that position these days, who has experience doing it and was a successful defensive coordinator. You'll have a younger, what we believe to be innovative mind coming from, if not the best offensive head coach in football, a top 2, top 3. And you would be set up to hire an offensive coordinator under that could only complement what you have learned in the Sean McVay tree.
Yeah, and who knows what Mike LaFleur's offensive staff will look like. It may be littered with people with a ton of experience for him to rely on, right? He may be the play caller, but in terms of putting together the offense, he may have some really smart minds that help him out, right?
And then I have an offensive guy who I believe is going to take and select who is going to be the next quarterback of this organization.
Right. That's the other really important wrinkle to all of this, is because the Cardinals, maybe it's not this draft class, but it is going to be in a draft class coming to a theater near you, right? Coming to a draft near you. The Arizona Cardinals are going to be taking a quarterback or trading for a quarterback because, listen, if Mike LaFleur walks into Monty and Michael Bidwell and says, you know what? I think the Colts would sell low on an Anthony Richardson, and I can turn Anthony Richardson into something. How do you not go out and try to make that move?
Yeah.
To get him a quarterback? And you're going to defer to him more to when he has an outside of the box idea like that. Like, let's say, for example, and I don't know, but the rumored, or I shouldn't say rumored, the often thrown out there hypothetical of the Kyler for Tua swap. What if LaFleur thinks he can get the most out of Tua? Okay.
You would trust it.
You would trust it. Whereas if Anthony Campanelli said it, no offense to Anthony, I'd be like, do I really want to do this? Defensive-minded guy.
This is the move we want to make.
This is the move we want to make. So I'm all on board. Mike LaFleur is young. I think he'll be able to connect with the players. I think he'll be able to relate with them. I think he's got so much experience, both good and bad. He's got the good times of being with San Francisco, of being with the Rams. He's got the bad times of knowing how it went wrong as a play caller. You don't think, I mean, he doesn't call the plays in LA for Sean McVay, but he called plays for 2 seasons in New York.
Yeah,
you don't think he's
not
learned
a
from that?
first-time play caller. That's important to know.
It's not like Davis Webb, who might get the Bills gig. He doesn't call plays in Denver and is going to become the head coach.
He would be a first-time play caller.
And would be a first-time head coach.
Correct.
LaFleur called plays for 2 seasons in New York. So I don't know. I love it because it checks all the boxes that I had coming into this process. It's a coordinator from the division. I think that was important. It's an offensive-minded guy. I think that's important. Leaning on the youth is important. To me, it would just be a home run. And I know that you love Clint Kubiak, and I like Kubiak too, but I'm not going to.
If I get my chance at LaFleur this week, I'm taking it. Because that's a guy on our list. I can't leave it up to fate.
The dominoes have fallen to where you can land Mike LaFleur, and I think it would be a home run. Again, I think anybody from this list, we got to a place where they're one of the final openings. We know they're rumored finalists, and I don't think they can mess this up. Any of those 3 finalists would be great. It is this show's position that LaFleur would be the best of the option. I think he was number 2 or 3 for me in my initial list that we did.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think he was my 3rd.
I think I had Kubiak in front of him.
Yeah,
I think it was
you did.
Kubiak,
It was Saleh, Kubiak,
LaFleur.
And I think I was certainly Kubiak, Saleh, LaFleur.
So we might each get one of our top 3 choices.
I think we would take that any day now.
You tell me that at the beginning of this with the 10 openings, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Sign me up for that right now. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also listen on the KDUS AM 1060 app, where you can listen for your chance to win 2 tickets to the MLB Players Trust Playmakers Classic at Warehouse 215 on Wednesday, February 18th. When we come back, we wrap up today's edition of the show. All the stories we didn't get to today, we call them the leftovers, and we will get to them next. So lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
The final real play at the game, the interception that you just talked about thrown by Beck. I mean, that was after an Indiana timeout. The coaching level, again, Indiana is taking a timeout to give coaching points. I'm giving credit to Signetti right now. What a job of out coaching or giving the right coaching points to his secondary, his corners. And I thought we were going to give Miami a chance to figure it out, but It was Indiana, that defense, that offense.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Right now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale, buy a brand new 2025 Kia K4 for $369 a month for 72 months at 4.99% APR with just $2,000 down.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. Finance. Offer expires February 7, 2026.
If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can change fast. That's when the attorneys at Sweet James step in. They help you understand your rights, connect you with medical care, and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. You don't pay anything unless your case is resolved successfully, and help is available 24 hours a day. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tickhappy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour. The greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
What would you do if you could multiply your cash? Would you multiply your vacations? Multiply your relaxation? Or multiply your celebrations? With multiplier scratchers from the Arizona Lottery, you can multiply all the good things like vacations, relaxation, and celebrations. Play multiplier scratchers for over $270 million in prizes and multiply your fun. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR and the NTT IndyCar Series are coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 5th through the 8th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I wasn't going to ask too much of Jarrett Stidham. I just wanted him to maintain. You throw one deep pass late, and then you come back and try to throw another deep pass in those conditions, and he gets picked off. They just weren't threatening on all. Well, neither team was, because the weather was, obviously rough enough that we could even find. Jim Nance is like, I don't know where the ball is. I think the 33-yard line.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Wrapping up today's edition of the program, KDUS AM 1060. You're listening to The Lunch Break. Chris Schubert, producer Evan. Producer Evan, when we walk in here tomorrow and I hit this daily special sounder, will our story be Arizona Cardinals' new head coach, Mike LaFleur?
It's starting to feel like that.
Okay, I wanted you on the record.
Yeah, okay. You want me to be officially on the record?
Yes.
Yes.
Mike LaFleur, next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. It is our top story tomorrow.
Correct.
I love it. Absolutely love
by the way, Michael, you are correct. He is scheduled to take an interview today and tomorrow. So
which is interesting to me.
For the next 2 days, which is why we truly believe what we've been saying here for the last couple minutes.
If today goes well, you don't need it tomorrow.
No.
If today goes well, you're scheduling the press conference for Wednesday, Thursday. You're having a press conference at the end of this week.
Maybe tomorrow is about getting everything scheduled.
Yeah, I think this would be. You know what? I'm going to say it. I've been kind of holding off on saying it. I think this would be a home run hire. I really do. I really think going offense and going with a young offensive mind from inside the division is where they should have been looking the entire time. And I think to get there with all of these openings, this would be an A-plus great decision all around. And this is why we said at the time, you don't judge this until it's all over.
Right.
You wait to see who they hire, and then if you want to complain, then complain. But if they land LaFleur, I think it would be a home run A-plus.
There was times it felt like
it was going to be Vance Joseph or Arthur Smith or Matt Nagy.
Yes. You know what's crazy, and I learned this yesterday, and the reason it came up again was because of the Mike McCarthy hire on Saturday.
Which you are very against.
I am very against, and I'll tell you why. And part of it is this statistic, and Sean Payton not going to be the one to break it, at least this year. No coach that has won a Super Bowl, there's not a coach who's won a Super Bowl as a head coach for two different organizations.
There has never been a head coach.
Yeah, who's won a Super Bowl for two different organizations.
Andy Reid didn't win his first one until Kansas City. Just trying to go through here real quick to make sure. You saw this? This is a confirmed thing?
This is a confirmed stat, yeah.
Because we're on the younger side, so there may be some obscure coach in the 60s or 70s.
I'll Google it again.
No, you can understand my...
That's what they said on the broadcast.
Okay, you're troubling me with there not being like a tweet that we can point to. Belichick only won in...
No NFL head coach has ever won the Super Bowl with two different teams.
Okay, so...
Closest attempt, Andy Reid is the only one that has...
had a chance to do it.
Yeah, Andy Reid and Bill Parcells. Parcells won with the Giants, lost with the Patriots. Andy won with the Chiefs, lost with the Eagles.
Right, and Peyton, if he would have won yesterday, would have had his first chance to do it with Denver after winning it in New Orleans. McCarthy's won in Green Bay, didn't get a chance in Dallas, is trying to do it in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Okay, it's a great stat.
And Harbaugh also going to try and do it now.
Harbaugh is going to try to do it with the Giants. With the Giants, yes.
The New York Football Giants. Speaking of head coaches, Mike McDaniel is officially the offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
Yes, they put out a social media video this morning.
That's big.
That he is officially the coordinator for Justin Herbert. I think it's quirky. I didn't know if it was going to work. I still don't know if it's going to work, but the more I think about it, the more I like it for both sides.
It's really good for Herbert.
I think it's really good for Herbert, yes.
If they don't win a playoff game this year, they never will.
Yes.
Wow, are you agreeing with that?
Yes, I am.
Yesterday we were having the debate. May just went to his first Super Bowl, and obviously people have been talking about it not being impressive from them. They beat the Chargers, they beat Jarrett Stidham, and who did they win in the middle?
You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Oh, who cares?
Couldn't care less who you play.
And they beat CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
I hate that. Cares? I hate that argument.
You know what happens when if they hand you the Lombardi Trophy, they don't say, "Hey, we're going to give this to you," but you didn't actually, beat anybody.
Like anybody saying that, yeah, you okay, but you got to remember Mahomes for a Super Bowl, they beat Ryan Tannehill in the AFC title game. They beat it was Deshaun Watson Texans at the time, and they beat Jimmy Garoppolo. Nobody cares about that. So I don't know why people are talking about that.
Yeah, it's such a non-story who you beat on your path to the Super Bowl.
Nobody cares. Who cares? And by the way, just so you know, Sean Payton has officially come out. He regrets his decision to not kick.
See, that's just I don't like the play. That's what he says. That's what he's saying today.
That's what he's saying. You know what he's not saying? Both feet on the ground, stand by what I said.
Right. That's what he should be doing today.
Yes.
That's what he should be doing today.
Yeah.
Right. Because yesterday, you know what he was thinking? What if we just took a shot? That's what he was thinking yesterday.
That's what he was thinking.
That's what he was thinking.
And honestly, Monday, Sean Payton, and Sunday, Sean Payton, not
alignment. Oh, not aligned. No, not aligned. We went bust up. That's what happened yesterday. Zero issue with going forward on fourth down. I have an issue with the play call. But zero issue.
The play call.
Play call's not good.
Is terrible.
It's not great.
It's terrible. Okay. Last thing I have for you. And this is more of a question that I was going to do in buy or sell.
50 seconds. You have 41 seconds.
Okay. Is the Patriots turnaround with Vrabel the most impressive in NFL history?
Imagine only giving me 40 seconds to try to figure that out. It's easily the best turnaround that I can remember sitting here with 20 seconds to go before the end of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I mean, to go from 4-13 to winning 13 games and going to the Super Bowl, yeah, you don't see turnarounds that quickly in football. Credit to Mike Vrabel. Credit to Drake May. Everybody, have a great rest of your Monday. Jim Rome is coming up next. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.